I had a teacher in middle school who said, if you don't open your mouth, you won't sound stupid. And I think overall that's bad advice, especially if you're trying to learn something, you want to ask questions and get the knowledge. However, that advice could be good for some people. Maylee Flanagan is one who probably should take that advice, and she's the English dub VA for Naruto. It's crazy. I did a segment a couple days ago about this because she was going off on Twitter, insulting anime fans for the most petty reason possible. If you're out of the loop, I'll link the full segment in the description so you can catch up. I don't want to go over it now. It'll be redundant for people that have already seen it. But what we have here is a highlighted area where she says, because the voiceover actors I know don't slam other actors. In her rants, she accidentally provides a little bit of insight, further confirming just how cliquey this culture is. If you don't understand, let me just present you something which is, of course it's my opinion on this, but from what I've seen, this seems to be accurate. There's a number of VAs, and first of all, not all English dub VAs are like this. Plenty of them are fine and cool, and they do their own thing and whatever. But there's a number of them who are very toxic, and I think it's because they wish that they were like some big shot celebrity Hollywood type, and they tried to make it in Hollywood, and then they failed, so they turned to the anime industry and became voice actors. And they have these huge egos. They want anime fans to literally worship them, and when that doesn't happen, they just blow up. Now, we will go back to that other tweet I was just showing you, but take a look at this really quick. This is crazy. Christina Tasty, who I do follow on Twitter, says, "My Christmas wish is that you all have fun." And Maylee Flanagan comes to that tweet and says, "And that you defend a troll?" What? Christina's wishing people a Merry Christmas, a good Christmas, having fun and all that. And then Maylee is here talking about defending a troll, not even tagged or anything. She just comes in here and starts being toxic. Now, I can assume maybe Christina had mentioned that Maylee was going off at some point in the past, maybe talking about what we talked about a couple days ago or something. I don't know. Still super bizarre to me that Maylee comes and finds this tweet, gets all mad here too. And then Christina says, "I never defended you," implying that she's the troll, and Maylee gets ratioed there, GG. I would like to show this example again, too. I showed this in my last video at the very end, but people often tune out before the end. So really quick TLDR version. If you want the full thing, please check out that segment. Someone was talking about the Viz Media Naruto Blu-ray, and then they were criticizing the potential aspect ratio being bad. Maylee Flanagan then says, "?5, don't get it. But hey, I can always delete you, good day." Again, no one tagged her. No one said anything about her. They're just presenting rightful criticism to Viz because they don't want the product to be bad. And she gets all mad about that. The person then responds and ends up getting blocked by Maylee. It's just beyond pathetic. But let's go back to this one to close this out. And let me just mention, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I am just shocked by what I've seen on her Twitter. I mean, she's been doing this sort of thing for years, going back to like 2017 or 2018. Yeah, let me leave it at that. Tip of the iceberg. Anyways, the context to this. Chuck said, "Aura is not being a troll. Please, we voice actors play pretend in front of a microphone. It's the easiest job in the world besides maybe internet journalism. We're not solving world hunger or anything, so drop the ego. It's okay for people to not like our performance. It goes with the job." And she says, "I didn't say I solved world hunger or anything like it, and never have, FYI. Quite opposite. I'm proud of what I do, and guess what? I've heard plenty of criticism." Yeah, you hear it, and then you go crazy afterwards. Continuing. "Who is we voice over actors? Because the voice over actors I know don't slam other actors." We talked about that. She ends by saying, "Talk about classy. Good luck, Chuck." Chuck responds and says, "It's fine for you to be proud of what you do, healthy in fact, but VAs who I look up to, you being one of them, have been really bad lately on the PR side. Not everyone is going to like your performance, and that's okay. You can be proud and not come off as too prideful." She says, "Also save your no way." She says that's condescending. "Save your condescending for someone who actually knows you. I'm sure they will be just as thrilled as I am to be graced by it." Dude, it goes on. I don't know how much more I can talk about this. I mean, as I said, it's still just the tip of the iceberg. We'll end with this because this looks like the last tweet here. So Chuck says, "Respecting fans is far more important than pleasing fellow actors, especially nowadays when every little thing seems to make the cabal mad." Dude, Chuck sounds like a pretty classy guy, I gotta say. "Both fans and actors have had their bad apples. I hope you don't be one." It's a little late for that, I think. "I respect your work, actually, but it's become harder to defend the West." She says, "I respect the fans." Yeah, as I repeatedly said. Okay, let me stop there. Actions speak louder than words. It's a little ironic because this is still Twitter where it's just typing and all that. Okay, but you get the point. She's saying that now, but I have seen her, and you can corroborate this by going on Twitter and looking it up yourself. She's gone after people so many times for the most petty reasons you could imagine. Continuing on. She says, I love the fans. I don't like jerks who insult me. And I'm not a bad apple. You don't even know me. You're coming off pretty close to being the most annoying person of the day. If that means anything to you, enjoy. Okay, whatever. Some people have defended her saying, hey, maybe she's having a bad day. Let me just tell you, first of all, I don't care. That's not a good reason, in my opinion. I know people that have, let me rephrase that. People have bad days all the time. Yes, I know some, but obviously there's many more people out there that I don't know that have bad days. And we don't take it out on people like that. Some people do, and that's not okay. You don't get a pass to be a jerk just because you've had a bad day. On top of that, as I mentioned, that's not the case for Mei Lee. She's been doing this stuff for years. Years and years and years. So, okay? Now you might say, she's a boomer or whatever. I mean, dude, look. Plenty of people her age don't act like this either. None of those excuses are going to get a pass for me. Maybe for you, you know, do what you want. But for me, man, this is just pathetic. That's all I got to say. Absolutely pathetic.